In the twilight of the ancient world, when gods roamed the earth and mortals whispered their names in reverence, there existed a time of great turmoil. Zeus, the mighty king of the gods, found himself at the precipice of a conflict that would shake the very foundations of Olympus. It was a time when the balance between the heavens and the earth was fragile, a time when the Earth Mother, Gaia, felt the weight of the world upon her shoulders. Gaia, the primordial goddess of the earth, had nurtured the land and all its creatures since time immemorial. Her heart was vast, encompassing mountains, valleys, rivers, and seas, but her patience was running thin. The rampant destruction wrought by the gods, particularly at the hands of her own son, had pushed her to the edge. Zeus, with his thunderous power, had become a force of chaos, wielding storms and lightning as if they were mere toys. The mortals, once her beloved children, now suffered under the weight of divine whims, and Gaia could no longer stand idly by. In the depths of her sorrow, Gaia summoned her strength. She called forth the ancient spirits of the earth, the whispers of the winds, the murmurs of the rivers, and the deep rumblings of the mountains. They gathered around her in a swirling dance of energy, their essence intertwining with hers as she prepared to unleash a final curse upon Zeus, a curse born of desperation and maternal love.
"Zeus," she intoned, her voice resonating with the power of the earth, "you have forgotten the harmony that binds us. You have forsaken the delicate balance between the heavens and the earth. For this I curse you. You shall know fear as mortals know it. You shall feel the weight of your decisions, the tremors of your actions, and the anguish of those you have wronged." The winds howled in agreement, and the earth trembled beneath her feet. Zeus, who had been soaring high above the clouds, felt a sudden chill run through him. It was as if a shadow had crossed the sun, darkening his spirit. He descended from his lofty perch, confusion swirling in his mind. What was this feeling? Fear was an emotion he had long since cast aside, a weakness he had never acknowledged. Yet, as he landed upon the sacred mount of Olympus, he could feel it creeping into his heart. The days that followed were filled with a strange disquiet. Zeus found himself haunted by visions of chaos. The storms he once commanded now seemed to mock him, swirling with a ferocity that felt foreign. Thunder crashed, and lightning struck with a vengeance, as if the very elements conspired against him. Each time he raised his hand to summon a tempest, he hesitated, gripped by an unfamiliar trepidation. The fear was a serpent coiling around his heart, tightening its grip with every passing moment. In his desperation, Zeus sought counsel from the other gods. He summoned Athena, the goddess of wisdom, hoping she would provide clarity. But even she, with her keen insight, could not dispel the shadows that clung to him. "Father," she said, concern etching lines upon her brow, "what ails you? You are the king of the gods, the wielder of thunder. Fear has no place in your heart." But Zeus could only shake his head, the weight of his mother's curse heavy upon him. "I do not know what this is, my daughter. It is as if the very air around me has turned to lead. I feel the eyes of the world upon me, judging, waiting for me to falter." Athena, ever perceptive, recognized the truth in his words. "Perhaps it is not the fear of failure that haunts you, but the realization of your own power. You are not just a ruler, you are a creator, and with creation comes responsibility. You must confront the consequences of your actions, for they ripple through the fabric of existence." Her words struck a chord within him, awakening a realization he had long avoided. He had wielded his power with abandon, not considering the impact on the world below. The mortals, caught in the crossfire of divine conflicts, had suffered greatly. The thought of their pain twisted like a knife in his gut, and the fear that had settled in his heart morphed into something more profound, a sense of dread for what he had become. In the days that followed, Zeus became a shadow of his former self. He withdrew from the affairs of Olympus, retreating to the solitude of the clouds. His once mighty laughter was replaced by silence, and the other gods whispered among themselves, concerned for their king. Hera, his queen, approached him with a mixture of love and worry. Zeus, my husband, what has happened to you? You are not the god I once knew.
He looked at her, his eyes filled with a tumult of emotions. I am haunted, Hera. My mother's curse has stripped me of my arrogance, and I am left to confront the truth of my reign. I fear what I have done, and I fear what I might do next.
Hera reached for him, her touch gentle and grounding. You are not alone in this. We are all accountable for our actions. You have the power to change, to mend what has been broken. Do not let fear consume you. Let it guide you toward wisdom. Her words resonated within him, igniting a flicker of hope amidst the darkness. Perhaps fear was not merely a curse, but a catalyst for transformation. With renewed determination, Zeus resolved to face the consequences of his actions. He descended to the earth, where he could witness the repercussions of his reign firsthand. As he walked among mortals, he saw the devastation left in the wake of his storms. Villages lay in ruins, crops were scorched, and the cries of the suffering echoed in his ears. The faces of the people, once filled with reverence, now bore the marks of despair. He felt their pain like a weight upon his chest, each heartbeat a reminder of his failures. In that moment, he understood the depth of Gaia's curse. It was not merely a punishment, it was a call to awaken. With each step, he sought to restore what had been lost. He guided the winds to carry rain to parched fields, coaxed the sun to shine upon the weary, and whispered to the rivers to flow gently through the land. As he worked, he felt the fear within him transform into a fierce resolve. He was not just a god of power, he was a guardian of the earth, a protector of the fragile balance that sustained life. But as he labored to heal the wounds he had inflicted, he could not shake the feeling that Gaia was watching, her presence lingering like a shadow. He knew she would not forgive easily. Her heart was intertwined with the very essence of the earth. He had to confront her, to seek her understanding and perhaps her forgiveness. With a heart full of trepidation, Zeus ascended to the sacred grove where Gaia often communed with the earth. The air was thick with the scent of blooming flowers, and the ground pulsed with life. He called out to her, his voice steady yet reverent. Gaia, Earth Mother, I come to you with humility. I have felt the weight of your curse, and I have seen the suffering of your children. I seek your wisdom and your forgiveness. The ground trembled beneath him, and from the depths of the earth, Gaia emerged, her form a magnificent blend of nature and divinity. Her eyes, deep as the oceans, regarded him with a mixture of sorrow and strength. Zeus, you have come to understand the burden of your power. This is a step toward redemption, but know that the path is fraught with challenges. I accept that, he replied, his voice steady. I have wronged the earth and its people, and I wish to make amends. I seek to restore the balance that I have disrupted. Gaia's gaze softened, and for a moment the weight of her anger seemed to lift. To restore balance, you must listen to the earth, to its cries and its whispers. You must understand that true power lies not in domination, but in stewardship. I will lift the curse, but you must prove your commitment to this path. With a nod of understanding, Zeus felt a surge of hope. The fear that had once gripped his heart began to dissipate, replaced by a sense of purpose. He would embrace his role as a protector, a guardian of the earth, and he would honor Gaia's wisdom. In the days that followed, Zeus embarked on a journey of renewal. He traveled the world, not as a distant ruler, but as a humble servant of the earth. He listened to the stories of mortals, learned from their struggles, and celebrated their triumphs. He forged alliances with the spirits of nature, working alongside them to heal the land. Together, they restored forests, revitalized rivers, and nurtured the bonds between gods and mortals. As the seasons changed, so too did the hearts of the people. They began to see Zeus not as a figure to fear, but as a protector who walked among them. The storms he summoned became gentle rains that nourished the earth, and the thunder that once heralded destruction now echoed with hope. The balance he had once disrupted was slowly being restored, and with it, the trust of the mortals. Yet even as he worked to mend the rift between the heavens and the earth, he knew that Gaia's watchful eyes were ever upon him. He continued to seek her guidance,
often returning to the sacred grove, where she would impart her wisdom. With each visit, he felt the strength of their bond grow, a connection forged through understanding and respect. In time, the curse that had once gripped Zeus transformed into a blessing. The fear that had haunted him became a source of strength, a reminder of the responsibility he bore as a god. He learned to wield his power with care, to temper his might with compassion, and to govern not through fear, but through love. As the years turned into ages, the tale of Zeus and Gaia became a legend whispered among mortals and gods alike. It was a story of redemption, of a king who had faced his fears and emerged transformed. The earth flourished under his stewardship, and the bond between the divine and the mortal strengthened. And so, in the annals of time, the final curse of Gaia became a testament to the power of love, humility, and the enduring connection between a mother and her son. Zeus, once a god of thunder, became a god of balance, a guardian of the earth, forever changed by the love of the Earth Mother.